Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story with Dorking Wanderers with me, Daniel. It's Season 8, Episode 4, and today we're actually in a little bit of trouble. Things aren't looking too good for us at the moment. We're down in 15th place. We're now 6 points off the top half of the league. We're starting to get marooned a little bit and we're actually closer to the relegation zone. We're in bad form. We just can't quite get it right and we're not scoring goals much this season either. So since the last episode where you were with me, things haven't gone particularly greatly, as you can see, and we're no longer worrying about the playoffs. We're just trying to edge back closer to the top half. We've got 4th place Crawley today, then we're at home to Lincoln, who are up in 9th, so 2 wins that could help us back into contention. And then we got a lot of deja vu and a few things that are giving us a little cause for concern, particularly based on last year's performances. So let's go and have a look at those before the 2 games, and also we'll of course look at our recent fixtures. But firstly, before we do that, a massive thank you to everyone who continues to follow the series. I really do greatly appreciate it. If you're enjoying it, please do put a thumbs up on the video, even if it is just seeing a struggle for once. We have had a pretty good upward rise most of this series, bar that little spell in League 2 where we're stuck at the relegation zone. Aside from that, it's all been very easy. And again, I guess our first year in League 1, but this year we really have taken a step backwards. We've got a game in hand, so I'm not quite as worried, but that could go badly as well, of course. With the international breaks, we're losing our players, and if we have to play 2 games when we've got someone out, then our centre-half partnership ain't good enough. But also, of course, if you haven't, please do check out the recent episodes of The Head Coach, our other FM20 series. We've had a lot of uproar and upheaval in the last 2 episodes. We've prepared for a sacking for the first time, something that we might be getting closer to on this series, and the finance is starting to drop off again in this one, and of course we've no longer got the luxury of a tycoon club in that series. But let's move on to today with Dorking. Look at the schedule for our recent results. You're with me for a 4-2 win against Ipswich at the end after that disappointing defeat against Barnsley. It was a really good spell for us actually, but we've only won 1 of the league games since then, and a lot of them have been poor defeats. So we drew 1-1 at home to Bradford City, Dalton with a goal which was cancelled out by Jerry Yates. We got absolutely outclassed in that match. Bradford are down in the relegation fight at the time. Where are they now? Up above us in 13th. That shows how badly we're doing. Then next after that was Bristol Rovers away. 1-0 defeat. It was a stupid own goal. And a 2-1 win at home to Port Vale. We let in the first minute, but we scored the winner in the 95th. And 2 goals in the last 2 spared our blushes there. Otherwise, we've been awful for the whole of every game. But 3-2 we lost away at Charlton. Of course, the side we last managed in the head coach. Dalton and Everett with the goals. Dalton's were the consolation, but we never looked like getting something out of it. Before a 3-1 win in a leasing.com trophy. Away at Stevenage, our backup team did really well. Against Simons with a late goal. It's the one competition we've succeeded in this year. We're definitely through regardless of the Watford result, but the league has to come first, and we followed it up with defeat. A 3-1 defeat at home to Chesterfield. With 85 got it was 1-1. It was all looking okay for us, but then 2 late goals cost us the game. So no points there either, despite not having the poorest performances. And then a 1-1 draw away against Accrington Stanley. John King's goal cancelled out late on. A squirrel that got it as well, that's a little bit of a concern. Callum Dalton in absolutely woeful form. I just can't get him in form this season. 3 goals, 2 assists in 16 games. He'd already scored about 10 at this point last year, but more importantly, he was playing well. He was creating. He was putting chances in. The roles are exactly the same. The duties are the same. Nothing has changed, but he cannot find form this year. So we're going to go and criticise him again. I'm just going to say I don't know how long it can be before I can drop you. He needs to prove he deserves a place in the team, and let's hope he does that as we go into today's game. So we're at home to Crawley in 4th place. We've spoken to the lads, but look at the dressing room atmosphere. The managerial support's excellent, but they just haven't got any confidence, and it's going to cost us again. Crawley in excellent form, 13 points out of 15 in their last 5 games. It's sold out at the People's Pension Stadium. Of course, Crawley in the away end in their own home ground for this one, but we're underdogs and we're going to have to accept that, as the away contingent's going to be absolutely massive. We've also got a couple of players tired as well. Jack Walker, our best centre-half, and Matthew Smith, our best performing central midfielder. So 2 big problems in the middle there. McKinnon comes in, as does Harvey Rue. Simons is playing in the middle regularly again now, and he's going to come in as Moles goes wide, and we'll probably change his duty as we go into the game. Niall John's out injured. He has been for a few weeks, so a few troubles going into this one. But our 11 for today is Mitchell in goal, Ramsey and Smith the fullbacks, with Rue alongside the tired King in the middle. He's tired, but not as tired as Walker, so that was the only reason for dropping him today. Then McKinnon in for Smith alongside Simons and Moles in the middle. Up front we've got John King, and on the wings it's Everett and Dalton today. We need that response from Callum Dalton. So let's go and see if we can get it. The tired lad's still on the bench alongside the other game changers. We just need something to pull special out the bag, otherwise we're going to get drawn into a relegation battle. So when we go to the first half against Crawley, can we beat the away side who are technically at home? Now, I've waited till this stadium view's come up. Look at that stand in the background there. How can you tell me that's a sellout? It's basically empty. There's about 4 people in there and it's a completely booked stand. There's loads of seats there, they're unused. How is that a sellout? I've no idea. Surely they haven't closed that much for policing. That's a whole stand behind the goal. But either way, a bizarre moment again. A few animation problems with the stadiums recently. As it is for Crawley, they've got a very good side. Harry Cornick on the right at Luton in real life. Luca Ercolani and Loco at the back. 2 good young players in game. And then Lapsley at left back's a decent pro too. They've got a few good regens in there as well. But a 4-3-3 for us. Let's go and encourage the lads, see if we can get the best out of them. With Simons in the middle, we're going to put him on as a central midfielder. Or can we do a ball-winning midfielder? Let's put him on a support duty there. Just get him ratting around people, trying to get challenges in. Maybe we could even put him wide as a Mazzala. Put McKinnon in the middle, go more attacking. But that wouldn't protect the fullbacks, I don't think. And with good wingers like Cornick, we've got to be careful. He's probably a championship player in real life now. But let's go and get into the first half, see if we can get a result against Crawley. Hopefully it'll be a quiet game and we'll be able to nick one on the break. As I say that though, 2 minutes in, McKinnon's getting robbed in the middle. Falls for Stefan Molesdo on the right hand side. Here's McKinnon, keeping it between the two of them. Simons, it's lovely passing football, but it isn't going anywhere. 80% possession, look, we're just running back towards our own goal. What are we doing? It goes to the right back, Ramsey eventually. He goes back into Moles. Turn round, there's plenty of players in front of you. Just turn and pass it forward. Here's McKinnon, will he finally do it? Again, he's just turned back in the end. There was no need for it, he had so much time. He finds it again and he's just going back. It's so frustrating to watch. We're playing shorter passing, but we're trying to be more positive. Eventually it's worked into King. Simons with a good through ball. Everett on the byline. 2 in the middle if he can find them. In towards King, who slides it in. 3 minutes gone and we lead. And that is the first time we've looked convincing going forward. We built up beautifully despite my frustration. We need to trust the lads and encourage them, and hopefully they'll get back into form like that. With that, we're up to 13th place. It's a very good early goal, but against 4th place Crawley, they'll surely cause a threat, and we're going to have to hang on for a long time yet. 15 gone now, all is positive so far. We lead 1-0, Crawley are yet to have a shot. Here's a throw on the right hand side for Ramsey. We're coming forward again here on this side. Simons picks it up, he's charging forward, no pressure on him at all. 3 in the middle, he goes back to the edge. McKinnon with a chance to shoot, finds Moles, but he keeps it on the edge. Back to Simons again. No one wants to go forward here, don't be forced backwards here. There was no need on that one, we had the opportunity as McKinnon gets it on halfway. He goes back to Moles. It's all died down a little bit. Ramsey's got the ball at right back for now though. He goes back into McKinnon and we're going all the way back. This isn't a good sign at the moment, but it falls for Dalton and now McKinnon. We seem to have found a breakthrough, but again we've gone backwards. We're missing out on a number of opportunities. They can keep ball, they don't look like they want to score, but there's the ball from Simons. John King in, it's a brilliant save. Tipped wide via Ferguson, it's a brilliant bit of goalkeeping, but a lovely through ball, and John King is starting to have a good game again. He did last time against Ipswich, got a hat-trick on camera as the ball's hacked away from the corner kick, and it's going to be a counter chance here for Crawley. Matt Smith has to commit the foul. He doesn't. He wins possession and puts it out for a throw. Really good defending from the left back. 20 gone. It's been all Dorking so far, but will we regret the fact it's only 1? John King scored, but he has missed a great chance, and with half an hour gone it remains 1-0. Well, half-time, no further highlights, no shots, none on target for Crawley. We've had 65% session, 8 shots on target. This has been a slaughter so far, but the problem is it's only 1-0, and we've seen this so many times with Dorking. We can't defend, we can't keep clean sheets, but we've got a free kick with John King here early in the second. Great save, Ferguson again. He seems to be the nemesis of John King today. Saved 2 of his 3 first-class efforts. But here's the corner kick. It's going to be taken by Everett. The left winger with a chance to deliver. Into the front post. It's a poor corner. Ercolani heads away. It's only as far as Dalton though. On the edge delivers to the back post. Rue keeps it in the centre half. Can he get it across the box? He can't. It's deflected off him for a goal kick. And with 2 gone in the second, it remains 1-0. 20 to go, and this is what we were fearful of. Crawley had the only 2 shots since that highlight. Albeit it's been half an hour, but their shot count's up to 6 now. Maybe they're just shooting on sight, but you know, they do score screamers occasionally. We've seen that a few times in this series. Ramsey back to King. We're keeping the ball well again though. It doesn't look like we want to be playing in that area though. We find a way out to Dalton. He goes back to Ramsey. This is the time to just hook. We might have to go a little more direct now, but keeping possession seems to be working. I'm also not making subs yet because that's cost us in other games, so I'm just going to leave it with the first 11 here. Here's McKinnon to Moles. Can we keep the ball nicely in the middle? Back to Ramsey. Can we find the opening? There's 3 or 4 there. I didn't like that ball. King didn't either. He just hoofed it long. And Shaw finds Makaita on the left-hand side, and this is where all starts to go wrong for us. Just one sloppy pass, one column bomb ball. It's really gone wrong, and Cornick's in on the right. Delivers, it's deflected in, and Rue hacks away. We cling on for now, but that's a very bad warning sign. 10 minutes left. A couple of changes to be made. I'm only going to make the ones in attacking areas. Everett's going to be replaced by Nolan. McKinnon's going to be replaced by Matthew Smith. 10 minutes to go, and if anything, we're strengthening the team. So let's get back into it and see if we can hold on. Give it 5 more. We'll start time wasting, playing a bit more direct. Can John King rack it up with a free kick? Another great save, Ferguson. I'm not sure that one was going in, to be honest, but it does give us a corner with 5 minutes left. Still 62% possession. Still only 2 shots on target all game for Crawley. Neither of them worthy of a highlight on camera, so we can't get too panicked at the moment. But John King's corner's really poor. He's straight onto the head of Ferguson, and he's going to get the ball away for the away side, although they're at home, of course, and they've got plenty of fans behind them. Into 3 minutes of stoppage time. Let's play a bit more direct, reduce the tempo, time waste all the time. We're also going to slow the pace down in possession. No need for us to get panicked at the moment, and we're going to stay on our feet, make sure we don't get caught out, and we'll make a last time wasting substitute in 1 minute's time. Who should we take off? Moles is cream crackered, as is Dalton, but he's actually had a good game today, so I'm going to leave him on, and I'll tell you what, I'll just change the striker. John King's going to be replaced by Sia. Standing ovation for what I hope will be the match winner, and with 2 minutes of stoppage time left, it looks like we're going to do it. We do. We nicked the 1-0 win. What a result against one of the promotion contenders. A 1-0 victory against Crawley. An inspired performance, hard working from the lads, dominant from start to finish, completely deserved, and a wonderful way to get back in form. Lincoln up to 9th, but we're in 14th. Doncaster lose, so we're just 3 points off the top half, and with a game in hand and a match against the top half team to come, all could be turned round by the end of this episode. The team talked with the lads, to talk to Dalton individually, they all seem to work out, but the problem this season is we haven't produced 2 good performances in a row. In fact, I think if we look all year, we've won 6 games, but I don't think we've ever won 2 in a row. So we had 1 win, 1 defeat, 1 win, 1 defeat, 1 win, 1 win, but then 3 without, and then obviously since that game against Port Vale, we've gone 4 until we managed to win this one. So hopefully we can get on a little roll, win at home to Lincoln, then we've got that little bit of deja vu we were talking about. Ebbsfleet put us out of the FA Cup, they embarrassed us, the National League side, last year. We've got them again, they're up in 5th place, they're having a better season if anything this year. They've still got a couple of players we recognise. I'm just hoping we can get on a run. We need the finances so we don't have to keep selling big names. Then if we can win against Watford under 23s, maybe get through in the leasing.com trophy, that could potentially be 4 games without defeat, and that would finally give us a little bit of optimism. But we're talking very soon now. Let's make sure we get at least a point against Lincoln. We'll go all out to attack again just as we did today, and we'll be back in a moment for that second match. Let's see if we can make it 2 good results in a row. Well, quick stop off one day before Lincoln. We've got a new signing on our hands. It's a free agent, a 24-year-old. We've had him on trial for a couple of weeks. It's a little bit of a weird one. He's not the best player in the world, and his attributes and positions are a really weird mix. So he's only accomplished in central midfield, but he's both natural as a holding midfielder and an attacking midfielder. He's brilliant at tackling, very solid technically and passing the ball, got a lot of physicality as well. He just hasn't really got it for a central midfielder. He doesn't work hard, his stamina's awful. I'm not quite sure how he's a good holding midfielder, to be honest. If we look there, it's more as a Segundo Volante or a deep line playmaker who's more aggressive. But a Trequartista on attack just gives us an extra option if we need to off the bench, push one of those midfielders forward. He's got high potential, 3.5 star ability. He's 2.5 at the moment. He's a decent squad player if need be. He played a full season in League 2 last year, a few for MK in League 1 the year before, and he's also made appearances for Newcastle in the Premier League, although his average rating's horrendous for that level. So I'm interested to see if he makes it. Just give him a chance on an 8-month contract. It's very low risk and a very low deal, so it's not a big problem if he doesn't stand out. But let's look at our training review. Mark King's very good. We're good to see different names there after half a season, and we'll be back in a moment for kick-off time. Let's see if we can make it 2 good results on the spin. The fitness tests are in. Niall John's not quite ready. Condition's just 89%, so we'll leave him out today. But we are favourites against Lincoln. They lost their last game after 4 wins in a row, but in 11th place we're 6 points behind them, and we'd love to get the win today and get back in the top half. Not even half full today, which shows you how much the Crawley fans made a difference. We're probably going to go for a similar 11, to be honest. Walker in for Rue at centre-half maybe. That'll just strengthen our centre-half slightly, and unless we can get Walker on the individual chat to cheer up in his morale, I don't think we're going to make that change. Let's have a look. Oh, we can get him to quite good, that's alright. So he'll come in on left centre-half. Rue's done a good job when he has come in. He is improving off the pitch, but he's not quite there mentally yet, so we'll just give him a little bit more time to develop. McKinnon had an average game, so Matthew Smith will come on for him. Back to our our first choice 11 there, really. We're going to have to go and register our central midfielder, so let's just go and do that very quickly. What's his name? Is it White, wasn't it, who joined the club? Where is he? He's down at the bottom there, so he'll be able to be in the squad today, probably off the bench just as an impact sub. If we need to chase it and bring on a number 10, we can take off one of those defensive central midfielders and give ourselves an extra option moving forward. So who's he going to come on for? I think Manny Cook's the candidate, to be honest. So we've got McKinnon if we need a like-for-like replacement, and then we've got him if we need to push further forward. So Simon's a ball-winning midfielder on support. That seemed to work really well, so we'll stick with that. But aside from that, just the two changes. Rue replaced by Walker, Matthew Smith back in for McKinnon in central midfield. Aside from that, it's the same 11, just Joe White coming onto the bench for the 18. So let's go and get into our second game against Lincoln and look to make it back-to-back wins for the first time this season. 4-2-3-1 for Lincoln City. Jerome Sinclair off the left, Tyler Walker up front. There's some really good players in this side. That Dyche, I'm sure we tried to sign him at some point. Grayson and Judd in the defence. We have Miles Judd at Dorking. He's still playing in League One, that's a surprise. He's transfer listed, but he's still starting for them. Bit of a bizarre one, that. George Long in goal, a good keeper. They're a very good side. They should be right up near the top. I know a lot of those will be quite experienced now, but they should still be making a difference at this level. So we're going to encourage the lads, get into the first half. Nick Haycock's not normally wrong with his recommendation, and let's see if we can put in another solid performance against a very good opposition in Lincoln City. Well, this game's been back to the first few on season. It's Lincoln with a corner, headed away by Simons at the back post. Dalton can counter, but if you look at the stats, Lincoln have dominated. Here's Dalton, though. It won't matter if we take the lead. King's up in support. Can he get it in the box? John King volleys, great save, but the rebound's in. We make the lead, even though we don't deserve it. A brilliant counter-attack from their corner kick. They'll be gutted to concede from that. But a 1-0 lead, and John King scores again. Dalton on the break, setting it up. Brilliant work, and we lead 1-0, although this one's very much against the run of play. We've not even had half the possession here. I'm going to just skip up to a balanced mentality. Hopefully the lads can get a little more into it, keep the ball and get a little bit more pressure on. But with 5 to the break, we still lead 1-0, and we're starting to level up on the stats as well. Lincoln City with a free kick, though. It could all go wrong yet. Long ball forward, headed away by Walker. Everett picks it up on a left wing. Smith back to the other Smith, and we're clearing it eventually. I don't like us playing about there, though. Mark King just goes long. Good decision from him. John King loses out in the air, though, and Lincoln will start another wave of attacks. Here's Dewsbury Hall in the middle. Long ball over, Tyler Walker's in. Great run and touch. He's got 2 up in support. One of them's Dyche on the right. He heads it just over the bar. Mitchell was worried but had it covered. And thankfully we lead 1-0 at half time. But Lincoln's certainly far more of a threat. So we're going to encourage the lads to even guard against complacency. I think we might do that, to be honest. Just try and get the morale up, get the focus high, make sure they're concentrating on everything, take their minds completely off their run, and just get them worried about this game. Simon's on a yellow card. I've got to keep an eye out for that, and maybe White could come on as a holding midfielder. We hadn't discussed that option yet. That could give us something different moving forward, particularly with them playing a number 10. So we'll give it 5 or 10 more minutes in the second half, then we'll possibly consider that one too. We are going to go a little bit more direct. We will leave that 5 more minutes though, so let's just get into the second half and see if we can get the lads on the front foot. We're back as Jonathan Mitchell picks it up in goal. An hour on the clock, there's not too much going on here. Mitchell to King, can we get it forward? Nice long ball towards John King actually. It's headed away and Oakley will start a counter. Again, Lincoln keeping the ball well. Long ball through, Sinclair's lost his man. He's in 1-on-1, must score surely. What a save, Jonathan Mitchell. What Matt Smith was doing, I do not know. The left back completely ignoring his marker. An hour gone though, it still remains 1-0. Let's go and make a couple of tactical tweaks. Simon's into the holding role. He's going to be replaced by Joe White. In the holding midfield position, Segundo Volante maybe. Register, it suggests. There's plenty of options in there. In fact, it won't let us pick a Segundo Volante. So let's have him as a deep line playmaker on defend. Just sitting in that role, picking it off the centre halves. He can make a tackle if need be too. And that'll give us a little option for the last half an hour, as the lads are looking very nervous behind him. So hopefully that'll negate that threat. We'll be able to get a little bit of support to the defenders and hopefully protect that number 10 moving forward so they can't get in behind as often as they are. 15 left, no highlights, which is a good sign. I'm still very worried that the back 4 are all nervous. We're going to take Everett off. He's got the worst condition of the team and the worst match rating actually. So Jack Nolan on for him for the last 15 minutes and we'll just get back into it and see if we can cling on. We've even got Harvey Roux at the bench, so we could go to a back 5 at the end if we need to cling on. But for now, I think we'll start time wasting, start trying to suck the life out of the game. So time waste all the time. We've already dropped the tempo. In transition, slow the pace down, regroup, hold our shape. No need to throw men forward there. there, and we'll distribute long, I think, probably out wide to the flanks, but I'll let the goalkeeper choose for now. But we're just going to get back into the game, see if we can cling on for a second famous 1-0 victory. 1 minute plus stoppage time. Stefan Moles is knackered. He's going to be the last man to come off here. Cole McKinnon on, we know what he can do. All three as deep line playmakers in the middle. We could not get much more defensive if we tried, so let's just get back into it and see if we can cling on. 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Final changes. We're going to drop the wingers back. Dalton and Nolan to wide midfield. Please, please just let us hang on. 2 1-0 wins. Could be an incredible episode. Are we going to do it? Just 10 seconds away. We've done it. It's a 1-0 win again. 2 brilliant wins against top half sides. Crawley and Lincoln both beaten 1-0. Really strong defensive performances. 2 very different types of games. We dominated the first one. This one we had to play at our very best defensively. And Doncaster battered again at Sheffield Wednesday. They go top, but we move into the top half. And we're back on track for our season. And just 3 points behind Lincoln, who we beat today. With the game in hand, we're looking in good shape now. The club vision should have us back in the Bs. And we're starting to feel a bit more comfortable again. Can we get a good run going now? White makes his debut. Brilliant performance from him. We're fortunate to beat Lincoln, but we don't care. John King, the hero, he scored yet again. He's starting to improve off the pitch as well. 8 goals in 16. He's back on form. Things are starting to look up at Dorking Wanderers. Let's go and have a look at the schedule for when we'll next be back. We'll try and leave it a little while now. We've got big games in December. That could be a double header. Sheffield Wednesday and Doncaster there. Then at the start of January, Charlton and MK Dons. So I guess based on how November goes, we'll decide whether it'll be the start of December or January we'll be back. But one of those 2 double headers. Hopefully this time we won't have to reflect on a shock to Ebbsfleet in the FA Cup. Fingers crossed we can get through. We will play a stronger side in this one. But a massive thank you for watching this episode and a massive 2 1-0 wins. I know they were a little bit more structured and defensive, but we needed those results. Our first back-to-back wins in the league this season. I'm delighted with how they are. If you enjoyed them and you're looking forward to our progress up the league, please do put a thumbs up on the video. A lot more 1-0s I'll certainly take. We're happy to be considered a solid and defensive side. Let me know in the comments what you think we should do in January. We are getting to that time of year again. I think another central midfielder, possibly even a centre-half. I'm not quite sure where else we need to improve. In the wings, Dalton seems to be finding form again. On the left, Everett and Nolan. We've had problems with every player in this save. I think only Albert Adoma ever got a good rating. If you haven't already, subscribe for daily FM20 content from both of my long-term stories. As we mentioned, the head coach series has been bizarre over the last few episodes. We've got another big one coming up tomorrow. And then in 2 days' time, we'll be back with a big double header with Dorking. One of those 2 we talked about a moment ago. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support with the series. I really do appreciate it as we get back on track. And I hope to see you next time for another big double header as we look to cement our top half position with Dorking Wanderers.